Hi, today I'll be sharing how immersive learning can be brought to life through one carefully designed virtual experience. Here, it'll be a field trip to the Art Institute of Chicago. Let's explore how this experience supports student engagement and learning in a meaningful and memorable way. Immersive learning uses technologies like virtual reality, augmented reality, and simulations to create interactive environments that students can actively explore. These tools can help bridge the gap between classroom instruction and real-world application. Here, I'll focus on one immersive learning experience, a virtual tour of the Art Institute of Chicago, and walk you through how to design, develop, and implement it effectively. Whether you're an educator or an instructional designer, this example will show how one well-planned immersive activity can have a lasting impact. Immersive learning goes beyond traditional teaching by placing students inside experiences, whether it's walking through a virtual museum, conducting a science experiment in augmented reality, or training in a simulated job setting. These tools make learning feel real. They support active engagement, deeper understanding, and help students make personal connections to the material. This is especially important in art education, where observing detail and context enhances appreciation and insight. For this experience, students will take a virtual tour at the Art Institute of Chicago using Google Arts and Culture apps. The tour will be explored through smartphones and simple VR headsets. This activity is designed for middle school or high school art students and focuses on two key learning goals. One, students will analyze key artworks and understand their cultural and historical context. And two, students will reflect on how museum experiences affect their personal understanding of art. To make sure the experience is effective, we'll follow a checklist based on immersive learning best practices. Start with a needs assessment, define clear objectives, choose appropriate tools, design guided tasks, prepare your classroom, run a pilot, and finally, evaluate learning through reflection. These practices are supported by research from Patterson in 2019. The design process starts with surveying students to assess access to smartphone and VR technology. Then I select specific artworks from the Art Institute's collection on Google Arts and Culture, pieces that support current class content. 2, I reflect reflection questions and visual analysis prompts and that guide student observation during the tour. And finally, I prepare the tech, smartphone, headsets, and organize the space to rotate small groups during the activity. On the day of the activity, students are split into small groups and rotate through the VR experience. Each group explores selected artworks using guided questions, noting their observations. After the tour, we bring the class back together for a reflection discussion. Students share insights and compare the virtual visit to past learning experiences. To assess understanding, students complete exit slips or journal reflections. To run this immersive experience, we need smartphones with the Google Arts and Culture app, VR headsets or other accessible head technology, and internet access. After the experience, evaluation includes pre- and post-activity surveys, written reflections comparing VR technology, a teacher checklist to observe engagement, and student work samples. Immersive learning doesn't have to be complicated. One well-designed activity like this virtual tour can spark curiosity and support meaningful learning. Start small, use what's accessible, and refine the experience based on feedback. When students step inside the frame of an artwork, it brings the content to life in a whole new way. Thank you for joining. You can find the